We're live.
What's going on, sir?
What's up?
Ooh, the clock's already running.
Yeah, it's already running. I pulled up some photos of what you asked me for.
She is a billionaire.
How did that happen? That's weird.
That's funny. The chat is open. Again, we're sponsored by PF Chang's La Cantera
What's up,
and
Jonathan
also
Pettis?
Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to you, Jonathan Pettis, because I'm waiting for these stickers to come in, and I got the first order coming in now, and then I have some other ones that should be here. I think it's gonna be this week, Thursday or Wednesday, one of the two. Once I get all those stickers in, I'll send you your swag bag with the new stickers. They were supposed to arrive before the event, but they didn't make it in time. What'd you think of the event, Miguelito?
I want to get into that, man. I had a fun time over there. I'll tell you what, man, I am exhausted over the last week going to North Carolina, then doing the event, setting up the event, tearing down the event, going back and forth between Conroe and San Antonio, the party. I got there late, but I closed it out, right? We partied till 2 a.m.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I just saw? UTSA Athletics has now partnered with James Avery. So that means that baby girl's going to be wanting some jewelry. Because I got her a charm bracelet, so now she's going to ask me for either the charm or something, man. I already know it.
Let's get the show going.
Area 210, where the dreams don't fade. From the river walk nights to the Alamo shade, we rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210, oh, it's the life that we chose.
We're rising together on a game day Tuesday for the San Antonio Spurs. This is the Area 210 podcast powered by PF Chang's La Cantera and Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. We go for about 90 minutes talking sports and pop culture. The chat is open, sponsored by PF Chang's. We see Sean, Mario, Greg, JB, Bobby February, Sam Salinas in the house. Good morning, gentlemen. It's a fun day, man. It's a fun day for Spurs fans because we're back on the court, right? Dude, the Spurs win, 11 in a row? Everyone's excited. We're title bound. We're NBA champion contenders.
Vamos honking.
They won one egg against the Knicks, and everyone's thinking the sky is falling, and the Spurs suddenly suck. So we're going to talk about that. Whether or not what the Knicks did to the Spurs is the blueprint for beating us, right? We talk about the blueprints for beating the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Rockets, and the Nuggets, the Lakers. But what is the blueprint about beating the Spurs? We'll get into that. Luke Kornet of the Spurs making national headlines because of a post that he made on a blog where he's criticizing the Atlanta Hawks for a promotion that they're having, scheduled for next month, by the way, which is going to celebrate a strip club. It's going to honor a strip club in Atlanta. Fair or foul?
Oh,
so we're going to
man,
get
that's...
do you want to get into that first?
Let's get into that because you know what I saw too, Mike? I think it was one of the NBA shows. I don't know if it was on the Peacock or where it was at.
Yeah.
But they had brought the wings out for Magic City, right? And they had Dirk Nowitzki and Blake Griffin, right? And the host is a female. And she's like, oh, what do you all think about these wings? They're pretty good. They're from Magic City. You all should try them and this and that. And I'm like, what's going on, man? It just seemed weird. It seems odd that the NBA would allow a strip club to like have a themed night. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that wouldn't fly here in San Antonio at the Frost Center. You know how many complaints they would get?
Yeah, there aren't going to be, as our good friend John Dyer pointed out on Twitter this morning. So I'm not going to steal his thunder and steal his joke, but he says there's not going to be a Sugars night at the Frost.
No,
right,
man.
So here's the thing. So for those of you who don't know about the story, the Atlanta Hawks next month, or actually it's March already, so this month, are going to have a promotion that honors Magic City, which is basically an iconic, they say, quote unquote, iconic strip club in Atlanta that also is a restaurant that has these famous wings and whatnot. And this is a strip club that is mentioned in a lot of rap songs, a lot of references towards movies, pop culture. It is a thing, right? It isn't just like a Sugars, okay? Because Sugars, no one knows what Sugars is outside of San Antonio. But the thing is that when you look at Magic City is iconic in the hip hop world. It's iconic in celebrity. It's iconic in the celebrities that go in the place and come out of the place. It's
Yeah.
iconic in the way that it is honored and revered in pop culture.
Look what Ray Killer says, Mike, and this is a good topic of discussion as well. Look at this comment. Imagine taking your daughter to a game and she asks you what Magic City is. What would you say or do? And you're taking, like, for example, it's a daddy daughter date night, right? And you're taking your little girl, right? And she's not, a teen yet. She's probably like 8, 9 years old.
Hmm.
And she's asking you, what is this? What do you got to tell her?
Right. That's a very good point. I mean, that's an excellent point because then how do you say, well, how do you know that that's what it is? Right.
Yeah,
And I'm
exactly.
reading a story on The Guardian right now, and the headline says Lou Cornett says Atlanta Hawks theme night with strip club Magic City objectifies women. Goes on to say that rappers such as Drake and Future and Jack Harlow and Migos, Little Yachty, have all mentioned Magic City in their songs. So it
Yeah.
is a thing in pop culture and hip hop culture, and they're supposed to have this event, um, you know, for the honoring of where they are in the culture, in the food and whatnot, in the Atlanta nightlife, right? And this was supposed to be a concert. The rapper Ti was going to be the headliner for all of this, and it was a thing. And somehow or another, Luke Cornett turned it into a story. And I saw somebody post this on Twitter. It was a journalist who posted it, saying it's interesting that Luke Cornett out journalist the journalist, because journalists didn't catch up on this. Like, nobody in Atlanta looked around and said, "Wait a minute, this promotion in March over here in Atlanta that the Hawks are doing is wrong." Like, no one locally caught it, no one nationally caught it. The person who saw this and thought to write something about it, again, Luke Cornett has a blog, by the way. It's on Substack. You can go there and follow the thoughts and the beliefs of Luke Cornett on his
I never
blog.
even knew he had a blog, dude.
I knew about it. I just didn't care about it. I just didn't care about it. So it's one of those things where he brings this up, and now everybody's kind of like, is Atlanta really doing this? And the Hawks are actually sticking to their guns, saying, yeah, we're going to keep going with this, that they haven't been guilt tripped into canceling this whole event. And Joe, what do we think about these owners, right? The Hawks owners, you would think, oh, it's probably this old, dusty old man, right?
Dusty old man.
The
Full of green
owner,
dust.
the owner is Tony Wrestler, right? But he's a billionaire. But the co-owner of the Atlanta Hawks is actress
Is
Jamie
none other.
Gertz. So Jamie Gertz, you remember her from the movie Twister? He was the girlfriend, fiance of Bill Paxton's character. And he leaves her for his ex-girlfriend at the end of the movie. Remember that? Jamie Gertz is the owner of the Atlanta Hawks and has come out and said that they're going to continue with this promotion despite having a weekend's worth of bad publicity involving it. And goes on to say that this is something that is iconic within the city. But it got me thinking, man, you know what's iconic in Nevada outside of Las Vegas? Brothels, right? Are the Las Vegas
Jeez.
Aces gonna honor the brothels? What about flashing your boobs in New Orleans, right? Are
Yeah,
the
to get the
Pelicans or the
beads.
Saints gonna do that? No, they're not,
Are
man.
we gonna have Sugar Night like everybody was saying here? What are you gonna? Is the Spurs gonna have Sugar's Night with the shark? You know,
Exactly. So what did he say? What did Luke Cornett say? Luke Cornett said that it degrades women, that it's a bad example to set for the female fans and for the children. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong. How else are you going to how are you going to back this up and say that it's still okay to do this, especially after the media
and
backlash,
look, there's
especially
more. There's more to it, Mike. Look at
okay.
this. Like, this is what he's saying, right? This is his exact quote. You can go ahead and read it there, Mike.
Okay, it says the NBA should desire to protect and esteem women, many of whom work diligently every day to make this the best basketball league in the world. We should promote an atmosphere that is protective and respectful of the daughters, wives, sisters, mothers, and partners that we know and love. Allowing this night to go forward without protest would reflect poorly on us as an NBA community, specifically in being complicit in the potential objectification and mistreatment of women in our society. Signed, Luke Kornet, San Antonio Spurs. So here's the thing. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. This is
And look
bad
at the
form, bad
merch they're
taste.
gonna have there, bro. Like, come on, Mike.
Yes. So this was announced
Mike.
in February. It's March 16, and it's a collaboration with it all. And then not only is it a collaboration with it all, if I'm not mistaken, it's also collaboration with the dance team that the cheerleaders have over there in Atlanta. We don't have the Silver Dancers anymore, but apparently Atlanta Hawks still have their
Yeah.
cheerleaders, and that they were going to be wearing
They,
Magic
they
City
probably moonlight at
gear.
Magic City, bro.
I have no idea, but the fact of the matter is that this is a very bad look for the Atlanta Hawks, a bad look for the NBA. How did the NBA allow this? I mean, I know it's the Atlanta Hawks that are doing it, but the NBA had to know exactly what promotions are going on for all these different teams, right?
Yeah, and look, man, it's not like I hate the idea of them doing something like this, but like you have families, you got kids out there. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, it's like the Spurs. What did they have a couple weeks ago? And we went to the game to celebrate Greg, right, for beating the drum out there, getting his time to shine for being a season ticket member, right, for many years. We tried to go to that game, and that was like the debacle because of the weather, right, where the Spurs got caught in the bad weather over in Charlotte, and it took them forever to come home.
Yeah.
They were having Sesame Street night that night, right? Sesame Street night, Mike. Like, look at what San Antonio's doing in
Exactly.
Magic
It's for the
City.
children. Still for the children.
Come on,
Jason
man.
Garcia on our chat powered by PHX Zacatera says Torta and Susie at night at an
Jeez.
SAFC match. Hand over fist coming out and saying next is Epstein night. So
Oh,
here's the
God.
thing. Jamie Gertz, this is according to USA Today, is producing a documentary about the Magic City Strip Club.
Yeah.
So the owner literally is in bed with Magic City because she's producing a documentary that's going to appear on Stars Network,
Yeah.
on Stars. She went on to say, quote, this collaboration and theme night is very meaningful to me after all the work that we did to put together Magic City, an American Fantasy, which is the name of the documentary. Jamie Gertz is the producer and of the documentary and part owner of the Hawks. She said all of this in a release, quote, the iconic Atlanta institution has made an incredible impact on our city and its unique culture. Bullcrap. Coca-Cola means a lot. CNN means a lot to Atlanta. That is the culture of Atlanta. Hip hop music is the culture of Atlanta. But just because it's mentioned in a strip club mentioned in a song, that the strip club is mentioned in songs, doesn't mean that it should be on full display at an Atlanta Hawks game where arguably 10% or 20% of the crowd is going to be children.
You gonna take your girl to that night, dude, to go watch the game?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come
crazy.
on, man. I'm just saying it's usually when you have an event or you have a themed night, it's because everyone can enjoy it. It's for the family, for the kids, for everybody. But this is like, I don't know, man. The NBA is allowing it. I don't know how they govern each team, how they do their theme nights or whatnot. It just seems a little corny to me.
So there's some people in the crowd talking about Pride Night. Pride Night is actually sponsored by the NBA.
Yeah,
basically all but one NBA team, I believe, and one NFL team does not do a Pride Night type of thing.
That'd be like the Spurs having like All-Star Night, All-Stars from All-Stars, back in the day, the infamous strip club that's already shut down and now became a panaderia, where you could go buy your sweetbreads and you go get your wares over there. But I'm like, no, man. No. San Antonio would never do that. I doubt they'd ever do that.
So, I find this interesting that Luke Kornet brought this to the attention of people, and it spread like wildfire. Because think about it. When Luke Kornet makes this post on his blog, Did he ever think that this was going to take off the way that it did? Because we're talking about USA Today, The Athletic, the New York Post, all of these big media outlets coming out and going, "Wait a minute, how did Luke Kornet bring this up? Like, how is no one else paying attention to this? That Luke Kornet, who doesn't even play for the Hawks, doesn't play for that conference or division,
Yeah.
saw that and thought this is wrong." And when Luke Kornet is writing this blog, he probably thinks that there's hundreds, maybe thousands of people who are going to read it. And now his thoughts are being shared by tens of thousands across the
Yeah.
United States today. And I'm going to make a bet, Joe. I'm going to bet the NBA shuts it down.
I don't know, man.
I'm going to bet the NBA is going to look around and go, "We don't want to answer questions about this." They're going to shut it down. JHNSB reaches out and says, "Ban Pride Night unless you have a straight night." Dude, that is stupid. Stop it.
Shut up.
Stop it.
That deserves the video. You're gonna say that, Mike. That deserves the video.
What video?
Your little video here. I'm gonna play
Ole,
it.
ole, ole, ole. You're stupid. Say it with my chest out. Shit. So, so I bet you, Joe, because Joe, I know you and I have bets. Do you think that that's going to go off? I mean, they have a concert tied into it. They have money put into this event. They have T.I. going to perform, all of this stuff. It's in conjunction with a Stars mini series that they're going to have about it, a docu-series about it.
Man.
Is it going to go for it? I don't think it will, Joe. I don't think the NBA has the stones to make it go through. I don't, man. Bad publicity, because you know what's going to happen tonight, Joe? We're going to go on. You're going to turn on ESPN, and it'll be PTI, and it'll be. I'm sure it's on ESPN's First Take this morning. I'm sure it's on all the different stations, and it's going to be a thing, man.
You know what? I'm going to tell you one thing, man. I bet you Coach Pop somewhere is smiling because of all the stuff that has been going on with Luke Kornet right now. He's probably like, good for him for speaking his mind,
Right. But let's go ahead and talk about the Spurs tonight. Spurs are in Philadelphia right now, in the city of brotherly love. They're taking on the 76ers tonight. 76ers without Joel Embiid, without Paul George. Embiid with an oblique injury. You have Paul George, who's out because he's suspended. And the Spurs are favored by 7.5 points on the road. Expected to be a bounce back from their loss against the Knicks. But what's that, Joe?
I did like the graphic that the Spurs released today. Look at that. You know the spot, Mike. The infamous Philly cheesesteaks rivalry.
Is that with Geno's and all that stuff?
Yeah. So I thought this was cool, man. Good on them for doing that. It's AI generated, but it's all right. Everybody's using it nowadays. So tip-off is at 7 p.m. our time. They're going to play the Sixers.
And it's
what are you thinking, Mike? Like,
it's also on the Peacock.
Yeah, you can watch it on the Peacock. I don't want to hear nobody being like, "Oh, can you send me a link? I need a link for tonight's game." That's the poor people talk, bro. You can't even afford Peacock. There's something wrong with you, man. Your beer tab costs more than that. You go to Whataburger, you're already paid for your Peacock subscription. Come on now.
Now here's the thing: the 76ers have lost 6 out of 10 games, but they've won 3 of the last 4. So, this is a team that, correct me if I'm wrong, is kind of led by Dominic Barlow, right? I mean, Dominic Barlow is a big part of it. So the Spurs, who played against Jeremy Sohan the other day, are now playing up against Dominic Barlow, who's a big part of that team. He's getting some significant run over there. The Spurs should win this game. And I brought up the whole thing about the sky is falling after the Spurs lost to the Knicks. It was comical, Joe. And then you see all of these ESPN types and FS1 types come out and say, well, is this the blueprint for beating the Spurs, right? This is why the Spurs are going to lose in the playoffs. The Spurs are 11-1 in the last 12 games. Guess what? They're not going to win all 82 games. They're not going to win out. Teams lose from time to time. They lost to a playoff-bound team on the road, Joe.
Does this mean that the Knicks are better than the Spurs? Because the Spurs sure as hell don't match up well against the Knicks. The Knicks are better than the Spurs right now because they keep beating them.
I will say this, Joe. There are certain teams, and there's not one NBA team out there that doesn't have another team out there that is kind of built to take them on. So if the Spurs play the Knicks in the playoffs in the NBA Finals, that might be a big matchup, a big test right there. That doesn't mean the Knicks are better than the Spurs. That doesn't mean that at all, because the Spurs might have 2 or 3 teams in the NBA that they'll struggle against. Golden State's one of them. Spurs struggle against Golden State. Golden State better than the Spurs? No. It's just they have a very good matchup to the Spurs.
But the Knicks and everybody, some of the other teams that played the Spurs physical, like we were saying in the headline, they're giving the rest of the NBA the blueprint for beating the Spurs, right?
Not
Look at what the
necessarily.
Knicks did. Look at what the
Not
Knicks did. This is exactly what I was telling everybody that's going to happen in the playoffs, and they call me crazy. What did the Knicks do to the Spurs on the weekend? What did they do? They went ahead and played them physical. They took away their passing lanes. They took away their ability to go ahead and get fast break points. They turned them into a half court. They basically put them in that half court set, and the Spurs just are horrible in that half court set. They couldn't get through the zone. They couldn't get through the different looks that the Knicks were sending them defensively. They couldn't get anything going on the offensive end. It was just a bad, poor shooting night for the Spurs, and compound that with turnovers from Wemby, and the team itself. It was just flat. Wemby came to play, but the rest of the team, not so much. The Knicks went ahead and said one thing, Mike. We're going to let Wemby get his, but we're going to stop the rest of the team.
Right.
Sure enough, what they did, and they stopped them in the half-court set, because what did they do? They took away their floor spacing. They took away their ability to be explosive going towards the rim.
I will say this. You're right that teams are going to be more aggressive against the Spurs, and they're going to body up Wemby and all that stuff. That's all true. But guess what, Joe? They're doing it now, which is preparing him for the playoffs. And the idea that the Spurs are going to be just wilt under the pressure of all that is dumb,
bro.
It's dumb, Joe. It's dumb, Joe. Now, I'm not saying that they're not going that they're going to win the title or that they're going to make their way to the NBA Finals. But what I am saying is that I have faith and belief that the better officiating is going to take hold there. Let me finish. We have to believe, Joe, because who is the villain right now in the NBA? The villain right now is the Oklahoma City Thunder, especially after what Lou Dort did to Nikola Jokic, especially after everybody is now complaining that SGA gets away with effing murder every time, right? He's allowed to hack everybody, but he sits there and flops, and the NBA does nothing. I have a hard time believing, Joe, that we're going to have NBA playoff series where we're going to see SGA flopping all over the place and getting calls while Wemby's getting assaulted out there and getting no calls. You say that the lineups are going to tighten up and the defense is going to tighten up, the offense is going to tighten up. The officiating is going to tighten up too, Joe. No, and that's going to even things up a little bit. It's absolutely not the 80s and 90s, Joe. It's not the 80s and 90s anymore.
They're going to swallow their whistles and they're going to let them play. In the playoffs, they let them play, dude. They're going to go out there, go ahead and be physical. The playoffs are a more physical game than it is in the regular season. They get some calls, don't get me wrong, and usually it's in favor of the home team, of course. But they're going to get physical out there. They're going to let them play. There are going to be some calls where somebody gets knocked to the ground. Refs don't even look at them. Don't even bat an eye. Just keep on going. Keep on playing.
Joe, that's not how the NBA is played anymore, Joe.
Oh,
that's not it.
What are you watching, dude? Do you watch last year's playoffs?
You're stuck in the 90s,
what you smoking?
Dude. You're stuck in the early 2000s, dude. You're stuck in all that, Joe.
No.
They don't allow that, and it's all about
yes,
matchups.
They do.
And it's all about matchups, Joe. It's all about how teams transition against each other, learn from each other, and make adjustments. That's what it's going to be.
Mitch shows that he can't make adjustments, bro.
How do you know, Joe?
He just proved it against the Knicks.
That was a regular season game in March.
He got outclassed.
Mark Daigneault last year was not an NBA champion coach, but he is now. Right?
So you're riding high on the Spurs, and you're like, oh, they're gonna go far. They can win it all. They're gonna win the championship this year. Mitch is a great coach. He's gonna make all these adjustments. And then if they lose, they'll be, well, there's always next season. I think Mitch did a good job. I'm like, come on,
how
man.
can it get more physical than it is now against Wemby? Tell me,
just watch.
What? Tell me, because we see what's going on right now, right? Where he's being clawed and all that stuff. And it's not just Wemby, by the way. There are actually 2 NBA stars that they do this to. Who's the other one, Joe?
Who's the other one, Mike?
Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic gets abused out there. So it's not
Yeah.
just a Wemby thing. And you know what? Iron sharpens iron. And I believe that Wemby can overcome this and play ball. Play ball. Because you know what? If you're allowed to beat the living crap out of him, then he needs to know I get to beat the living crap out of them.
How?
How? What do you mean how?
How's he going to do that? Every time he tries to get physical because he's so big, offensive foul. Offensive foul. The only way that he can really contribute is to keep his demeanor, right? Keep it cool, but go ahead and take it out on the opposing team on the defensive end, which he's been doing really well, right? He's learned that. He's learned, you know what? I'm going to move without the ball. I'm going to start learning to get in my positions and then call for the ball, move well without the ball, and get an easy dunk. And I think that's good for him. That's how you're going to be able to get back. You can't match the physicality that other teams are putting out against you because that's a game that they want you to fall into. And
This
more
is
than likely,
good, Joe.
if he goes down, if he gets small like the other player, like I've seen him do that before, he comes down to their level, gives them a shoulder, tries to get physical, they flop, offensive foul, offensive foul. He can't do that.
Joe, all that we're seeing against Wemby, Joe, is just going to make him better in the playoffs.
Well,
I would.
I'm not worried about him. Or the rest of
would.
the team, Mike.
I would much rather him go through this now and know what the playoffs are going to be like. Because if they're any more, if they are any more aggressive with him in the playoffs, that would be flagrant fouls. Because that's the next level of it all. Because they are at the peak level of hard fouls on him, and even more than that is trying to injure him.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm not
I mean,
worried about Wemby. What about the rest of the team? They're kind of soft, man, when they get pushed.
I mean, they are soft. They've won 11 out of 12 games, and they're on pace to win 60. I mean,
No,
they're
but I'm
so
saying when
soft, Joe. They're
teams
so
play really
soft.
physical against them, they fold. Look what happened with the Knicks. They're going to go up against another team that's going to get physical with them. They're going to
Okay.
fold. They're going to show their bellies just like you did to the Jackals, bro.
I'm looking for all of these fold games that the Spurs have had that you talk about.
They're going to show their bellies, bro. I'm telling you. Watch.
If the Spurs have a 600 record against winning teams, or better against winning teams, what folding are you talking about, Joe?
When they get punched in the mouth and somebody's going to get real physical with them, which is going to happen, Mike. They're going to fold.
All through February, Joe.
Fold.
The Spurs went through that all through February. The Spurs went through that, and they won 11 in a row.
No, Mike.
They won
didn't
11
get pushed around like they did against the Knicks.
Oh,
the Knicks sent a statement to
the Thunder didn't try pushing them around. They're trying to tell me.
The Thunder tried to go ahead and beat the Spurs at their own game. You know, they wanted to go ahead and make it a 3-point shooting contest. Spurs were actually shooting the ball really well. It wasn't like they were getting physical with the opposing team. Like the Thunder and the Spurs game wasn't a game of physicality. It was more about getting out there in the open court, showing your speed, athleticism, knocking down shots.
We have people in our chats, JHNSB, Hyman, and Tex Latina saying that the Spurs need to have an enforcer. Again, it's not the 80s, dude. And the reason why is that
the Pistons are coming to town, Tony. Let's see if you have that same energy.
Yeah, and the Pistons, how far are the Pistons going to go, Joe? I mean, you know,
who's the best team in the East?
Boston.
Your record says who you are, right? We said that, right?
Yeah, but Boston also has a
as
record.
Good as your record says you are.
Boston's record is without Jason Tatum, and Tatum could be back for the playoffs. Hey, Joe, can you give me one quick second? I'm having some computer issues. Stand by 1 second.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and give some love to P.F. Chang's. P.F. Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of P.F. Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. P.F. Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast. So we just want to give a quick shout out to P.F. Chang's. Thank you, P.F. Chang's, for being a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast. And remember that it is going to be Wednesday, so it's going to be half off bottle of wine and champagne every day, all day on Wednesday. And also, if you want to go ahead and take a look at their signature cocktail collection, which we always rave about, my personal favorite is the lychee. I know that Mike has tried some as well, and he says, eat the moco, Joe. I remember. I'll eat the lychee. I've been eating it now, so it's all good. It's $8.99 signature cocktail collection at PF Chang's, and if you go out there, tell Sean Quintero that the area 210 sent you.
Greg Casanuela on our chat powered by PF Chang's La Cantera says, Luke Kornet should be our enforcer, not an enforcer against strip clubs. Why not both, man? Why can't he do both? That's funny. You know, it's funny because we watch sports from a microcosm of the lens that we view it from our favorite team, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Cowboy fans get excited about certain players without realizing that they're just mid. Spurs fans get excited about players like Jeremy Sohan, not realizing that they suck, right?
God, dude,
Because
why are we still talking about
well,
him?
the point I'm trying to make though is that we see it from the perspective of our own because we watch all 82 Spurs games, we watch all 72 Cowboy games, we watch all 17 Texans games, and we watch the Rangers and the Astros, and basically that's it, right? Very few fans spend a lot of time watching NBA games from everywhere else, unless there's the occasional TNT or what used to be TNT games, ESPN game. They might stick their head in, but they're not going to be like all diehard about it all.
You owe the
So
chat
so so
$5 because you're talking
so
about your boy.
no, because I did it as a point.
Oh my God.
I did it as a point. But the whole idea that the sky is falling because the Spurs lost one game, and that this is a blueprint for this, that, and the other, is really, really comical. It's really comical because the Spurs have the 2 spot in the Western Conference, and there are 14 other teams or 13 other teams in the Western Conference that wish they had the Spurs record, but they don't. So the Spurs aren't going to win every game. They should win tonight. Okay, I'd be concerned if the Spurs started losing to teams like Philadelphia, who doesn't have Embiid, who doesn't have Paul George. I would be more and more concerned about that. But until that happens, you just figure that like this weekend's game was a bad game. And you know what the weird thing about the Spurs? They suck in day games. You know how Dak Prescott can't play on grass and the Cowboys can't play on grass? Always bet against the Spurs if they're playing and the sun's out.
2:30 games,
if
1:30.
If it's sunlight, they suck. It's a weird thing, Joe. Not only that, it was also in the Eastern Conference game, which means that it was technically their body is telling them that it's 11 a.m. It's not a normal thing, Joe.
Man,
So,
you love giving them excuses, bro.
hey,
Historia man over here, bro.
dude,
Hey, we're gonna have a super chat coming from
gamblers
Jason.
bet on that, Joe. Gamblers bet on that.
Here we come. Jason DeGarcia, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. He says, speaking of PF Chang, where's the putter, Mike?
The
He's
putter
saying, did
that
you drop
Alex
off the
has
putter
tossed.
for Sean?
I did drop off the putter and the game, but there's the railing to one of the games. I forgot to give him. It's in my truck. But man, gotta tell you about the San Antonio, the Home and Garden show. That was fun, man. So I apologize for missing yesterday's show. Didn't want to, but I had been doing that event all weekend long, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Chica and I were out there, and we had a great time, and we met 13 people that want to have meetings, and 2 of them signed up as clients. So already on the spot, Joe, 2 people came up to us and signed up to become my clients
paid for your investment for the Home and Garden Center.
Yeah, it was $4,000 to host that event and get all the goodies and get the furniture needed for all that stuff.
What was the thing that you had in the back of the truck? You had bought a damn chair. You came over here to the studio with the damn chair in the back of the car.
Yeah, so you go to these events and they have like booths and you can kind of go do that. And you'll have an occasional financial firm. Dude, the 3 other financial firms that were there came up to me and they were impressed with me and Chica because they just had a table where they were giving out their cards and information. We had a full-on executive desk with 2 chairs, a coffee table, lamps, knickknacks, and all that stuff with whiteboards. We made it look like my office at home, or my office at work, rather, the 601 Northwest Loop 410. I had an office set up over there, and then I had another area with all these brochures and pamphlets, and then I had a putt-putt there that Sean gave me, which I told people, hey, if you put it in from 7 feet, I'll give you 3 tries. I'll give you a sleeve of balls. And they would try it 3 times, and they'd get all excited if they won. I'd go, here, you can get these Diablos, these Callaways. And they were like excited about it. And then I'd give them my card, and then we talk about finance. And we talk about investments. 2 people signed up for life insurance, and I calculated my compensation on that, 7 grand. So I'm already profiting from the event. And my goal was to make $25,000 worth of clients over there. That was my goal. And got to make more money, man. Got to follow up on these people, but it was great. It was good times, dude. Tony
I'm
says,
glad you had a good
"Have fun,
outing,
baby."
dude. I didn't get to go
Just
out there. I wanted to go out there, man, but I was the same way. After our night of being out, man, I got tired, bro. I was knocked the hell out. I got home like at 3 in the morning after I dropped you all off.
yeah, it was a long night, man. But talking about the party that we had at the Hard Rock Cafe, San Antonio. Yes, I was late, but it was because I was working. Okay, so it's not like I was too big timing everybody. I got there at 7:30 and I lasted till 2 a.m. So I partied for 7 hours with you guys, right? But it was a great time, and it was a joy to be out there to see Mike Mitchell Jr., to see Billy Madison from the Billy Madison Show, LG. Thank you so much, LG, for all the photos
Yeah.
that you took out there. That was amazing. And we had about 50 people out there, and people coming up and saying hi, and then not only saying hi, but giving their handle.
Yeah.
Hi, I am
Toro Loco and
Toro
everybody
Loco.
else.
I'm Ish to
Greg.
Go and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That was very, very nice. We're trying to figure out who Greg De La Cruz is on this thing. What is his name? But
We know who Greg Castanuela is. He gave us the George Gervin Ice 44 vodka to give away too over there and gave us some to take home. So really appreciate that, Greg.
and that sweater that Sean mentioned that was missing belonged to Chica. It was Chica's sweater.
I think he still has it.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he reached out to me yesterday and said that he has it. But one of the things that we talked about, Joe, was we had George Gervin Jr. I mean George Gervin Jr. Mike Mitchell
Mike
Jr.
Mitchell.
out there. We had Mike Mitchell Jr. out there, and Mike Mitchell, his dad, uh, was my favorite Spur growing up. And Mike Mitchell Jr. is 6'5", he told me. He says
Oh, yeah.
that when he was listed when he was playing pro ball, 6'6". He still plays ball right now. And we joke that I'm sneaky athletic, which is
Oh,
true, but
God.
it's also kind of funny. So we asked the question, if I played him one-on-one up to 11, ones and twos, so 3-point shots count as two, ones and twos, what is the over-under on the number of points I would score?
Yeah.
And I said, would he skunk me? Would he beat me 11-0? And we set the over-under, Joe, at 1.5, like 1.5 points. So people were there going, well, I mean, he meant us by fire off a 3-pointer and nail it and get his 2 points right there, right? And it was funny because he was giving me a look. Michael Jr. was giving me a look of like, dude, I would just dominate you. And I know he would. He most definitely would. He's got
No lies
he's
detected.
got a good 10 inches of height on me. He will dominate me. He also has the size over me, right? But I told him, I said, you don't think I get 1.5 off of you? And he's giving me a look of like, no, you're not going to.
No.
But then I said, it's not make it, take it. And he goes, oh, okay, not make it, take it. Okay, maybe you'll get 2. He goes, who plays 1-on-1 and not make it, take it? That's funny.
Yeah. Well, here's some pictures of some of the peeps that were there, as you can see. It was a great event, man. We had a lot of people, like we said, turn out. You can see Toro Loco in the background and some of the wives there. Shout out to all of everybody who came out. There's Chica having a conversation with Tex-Mex. Frank.
Yeah.
Sam Salinas. Yeah.
There's
Another friends of the show.
McMahon, Mr. McMahon.
There we are.
It's Fernandez.
Yeah.
Steph.
So we had a good time, man. We had a good time. There's Greg De La Cruz or whatever right there.
The Toro Loco?
No. It was Greg. Castanuela. Greg Castanuela.
Yeah. I knew it was Greg, but I didn't know like the name. De La Cruz is the other guy that I went to high school with.
So we had
cool,
a good
man.
time, dude. It was a lot of fun there.
So Sam Salinas says all Mike Mitchell Jr. would have to do is block out or body check you. You'd be flat on your ass, Mike. Again, but that's a foul. Going the other way. Going the other way. That's the thing. It's interesting because I'm not saying that I'd beat him. I never said in the world that I would beat him. I'm just saying in a game to 11, I think I'd get 2 points, Joe. He'd beat me 11-2.
Oh, God.
I'm not saying I'd get 3 or 4. I'd get 2. Fadeaway 3-pointer. A couple of sky hooks.
No, man.
A couple of drives, maybe.
No, man.
Use my body. I mean, I'm a wider guy. Use my body to protect the ball. I'd get 2 points, Joe. That might be something that we do on a Saturday morning. We go take Mike Victor
For
Jr. to,
fun, maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
for fun, just videotape it. I'm sure the game would be over in a minute and a half.
Did you see this other story that was going on? And Victor Wembanyama, man, he's been asking, I guess, the public to kind of help with finding his friend. He said his friend's been missing, dude. That's thought that was a bit odd, dude. Like his friend has legit been missing for quite some time,
That's
and
not a
he's
good thing.
asking people to kind of help out, and if they can help search for his friend.
Wow, I
He
had not seen that.
Yeah, he was saying that his friend uh is 23-year-old Elijah Horde, who was reported missing Sunday in Chicago after his family said he did not board his flight home to France. So he's been, asking people to help find his friend. His friend is legit missing right now. They don't know where he's at.
Never a good sign. I mean, I'm not gonna talk about exactly what it is that would be doing. Um, Sorry, I got a fraud alert on my phone real fast. So Chica's freaking out about a fraud alert.
No.
But anyway, no, we're just talking about Wemby's friend. Whenever you see something like that happen, you think the worst. You think that he's in the hospital somewhere. You would
Who
think that
knows,
he may have
man?
had a mental health issue, something disoriented somehow, some way. Even worse could be something more tragic than that. So I hope he's okay, man. Yeah, Tony Lau
Yeah,
says
hopefully.
it's only been 2 days. Hopefully, it's nothing major. Jane HB says he got abducted. I mean, that was a movie Get Out, right? I mean,
Yeah. We'll have to see what happens, but just sending prayers out to his friend, man. Hopefully they find him. Because I'm sure it's gonna be on his mind, like, hey man, I can't find my boy. Where's he at?
right.
And we're talking, and I wanted to bring this up too, because this is gonna affect, let's say, anybody that likes watching sports, right? On Paramount Plus, right? So there's a lot of wars going on right now. The streaming wars, like we like to say, right? Everybody knows how hard it is now trying to go ahead and see Spurs games or your NBA games, especially on multiple streaming services. So now that Netflix has officially bowed out of, let's say, buying Warner Brothers, the Paramount Plus had to pay like $2 billion as a breakup fee, because originally Netflix was going to buy Warner Brothers, but now Paramount Plus has emerged as the winning bidder to go ahead and assimilate all of Warner Brothers properties, including HBO Max. So now what's going to happen is there's not going to be an HBO Max anymore. It's going to kind of merge into Paramount Plus. So Paramount Plus has emerged now as a streaming
Giant.
giant, like a real contender in the sport and the, I guess, in the ring now, because now they're going to not only have sports, right, which they already have, like NFL and whatnot. I believe they even show, what is it, like soccer and some combat sports on there. Now they're going to be able to bring in all this other properties that Warner Brother has, like Discovery and everything that they own, especially all these shows and everything that's going on with the HBO Max. So again, what's going to happen now is that we see slowly that a lot of these other smaller streaming services are getting, let's say, they're getting absorbed by the bigger companies, right? So for example, Disney Plus is now going to absorb Hulu, right? So there's not going to be Hulu anymore. It's just going to be all Disney Plus. ESPN is slowly starting to get pushed into ESPN, or not ESPN, but Disney Plus as well. Where now when you go to Disney Plus, you see that, their I guess home screen, and it has everything from sports all the way to entertainment and everything else that's going on. So the media giants are starting to kind of emerge, like the people that are going to be the major players. And there's going to be like several streaming platforms, because the smaller ones are starting to get absorbed and they're not going to be around anymore, which means more than likely we're going to wind up paying more for cable to watch our sports, and that's going to get expensive, man. It's going to get really
Well,
expensive, Mike.
I mean, I think if you look at it from the 30,000 foot view,
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad thing. This reminds me of sports and college football where you see the conferences contract a little bit. You now have 4 major conferences right now when there used to be 8. We had too many streaming services, Joe. There was just too many.
Yeah.
And if they're going to consolidate, I think that's going to be better over the long haul because it sucked. I think at one point I had 6 streaming services, and I had to get rid of some. And I started adding some because it's funny because some of these streaming services get better over time and then they get worse.
What was the one
Netflix,
that you had? Fubu? Is that what you were
well,
using at one point in
Fubo's for
time?
is for
Right?
cable. I have that instead of DirecTV or instead of Dish Network or whatever. But I don't mind the consolidation of Max with Paramount. It makes
Yeah.
sense because I know you're talking about it from the sports fan perspective of
Yeah.
wanting to do that. But man, Max is a great streaming
Yeah.
service.
They got a lot of stuff
Paramount,
on there.
Paramount's pretty good too, man.
Yeah.
Paramount has some pretty good movies. They have Landman. They have all the Taylor Sheridan movies and all that stuff, like Yellowstone and all that stuff. I don't mind those two merging together. The one that's the odd man out these days seems to be Hulu. And Hulu was very good for quite some time with all their TV
Yeah.
shows and their programming, things like that. Netflix is finally stepping up its game because Netflix was top dog for so long. And then the product sucked from like the years 2024 to 2025.
Yeah.
That 2 or 3 year lull there. And now they're realizing, hey, man, we're going to get lapped by Paramount. We're going to get lapped by other streaming services. They've got to do something with that.
Yeah. They're
Netflix
bringing
and Paramount.
sports.
And then you see Peacock doing their
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, Netflix's play is bringing sports now. We've seen that, Mike. You've seen some of the
Yeah.
NFL games being shown on Netflix. You've seen a lot of the boxing now being shown on Netflix as well. So Netflix is trying to get into the sporting fray as well because they know that sports brings in the numbers, but they don't have the infrastructure to kind of handle things the way that the big dogs can, like CBS or NBC.
Maybe not in the sense of them being able to handle the entire league, but to have
Yeah.
one game, they can do one game. And in fact, their product is better than what we see right now on ESPN. Their product is better than what we see on FanDuel. They do a really good job, man. I love seeing Amazon's NBA broadcasting the NBA games.
Yeah,
They
they
do
do
a
a good
fantastic
job.
job. And then the boxing, I know the debacle they had during that one
Tyson
Net
game, the
Tyson
Tyson fight.
fight for Netflix. That was brutal, Joe. Let's give some love to Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. They did a fantastic job hosting us the other day. We're going to be spending more time out there in the next over the course of the next
April.
year or so. That's right, April. We've got the draft coming up. Let's show some love to Hard Rock Cafe.
The Hard Rock Cafe, San Antonio is Riverwalk dining at its best. With great scenic views, along with its amazing collection of rock memorabilia, there is something for everyone. Enjoy happy hour weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with $8 and $10 appetizers, $5 domestic drafts, and $6 craft import drafts at the bar only. Try some of the Hard Rock Cafe's legendary steak burgers, or my personal favorite, such as the grilled salmon or baby back ribs. Make sure to visit the third level and enjoy the DJ as you take in the city skyline. The Hard Rock Cafe is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
They made one hell of an old fashioned the other day, man.
Yeah. It was
What
a
did you
lot
have
of
out
fun
there?
over there.
What did you have out
man.
there?
We're at the Hard Rock.
Yeah.
I had a tropical margarita. I had a couple beers out there, and I got another drink. I forgot what it was, but it was all very good. I was at the bar early with everybody because we had people that got there early, and they were asking me. They're like, "Hey, Mr. Garcia, we got people that want to come back here. Is it okay if we let them through?" I'm like, "Of
Yeah.
course, like, just let them come sit with us at the bar." So everybody that was coming in early, sitting with us at the bar, was buying them drinks and whatnot because we hadn't gotten our drink tickets yet. And I'm just like, it's all right, man. I just, just sit at the bar. I'll buy a first round and whatnot. So it was a lot of fun. It was
Well,
a lot of fun. And
I
then,
owe you some money from all that, dude. So I
oh
know
yeah, we'll talk off air about that.
we'll square up. We'll square
Yeah,
up.
but the one thing that was amazing too was hearing what the manager and the staff had to say about the outing that we had there. They said the staff liked it. They said it had a lot of fun with it, and they also had an extra $1,500 in sales because of our event. So we brought them. We brought the sponsor. What, Mike? More money. They
More
made
money,
more
dude.
money because of us. And
More
if you
money.
want to make more money, you
You
got to
give
call
me
Miguelito.
210-508-0369, 210-508-0369. Not only do a podcast here with Joe, but I also do financial services. Talk about 401k rollovers, IRAs, long-term care, life insurance, disability insurance. You know, when I was at that event over at the Lawn and Garden Show, Joe, I thought for sure people would want to talk about retirement planning. The biggest thing that they want to talk
Yeah.
about over there was life insurance planning. Give me a call, 210-508-0369. Joe, I'm telling you, man, Spurs fans are freaking out for no reason whatsoever. Just let it play out, man. Let it play out. Give me who you got tonight? Spurs favored by 7.5 points. Who you got?
I got the Spurs. They should win this one easily against the Sixers. Hopefully, like they say, it's not one of those trap games that everybody likes to say. It's a
Oh, that's
trap game.
you. That's you, baby.
But no, not today. I think the Spurs will be able to beat the Sixers handedly because you look at both teams and the Spurs definitely have the better team. So they should be able to go ahead and get this done. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be an easy task and they're going to be blowing them out by 20 at the end of the first quarter. It would be nice if they do, but I think it'll happen. They'll go ahead and start putting some distance probably by the third quarter, Mike, and then by the end of the fourth, they'll be like, "Let's clear the bench," you know?
We're gonna see Dominic Barlow out there, former Spurs small
Oh
forward,
yeah. Yeah.
averaging 8.5 points, 5 rebounds for the Philadelphia 76ers. Good for him, man. He was signed to a full contract. He had been on those, two-way deals for so long, but they were playing him so many minutes because of Paul George's absence and his injuries and suspension. But Dominic Barlow making a name for himself out there. And you're going to see it tonight, Joe. Dominic Barlow is going to go off for 12 or 14 points. And Spurs fans are going to be on Twitter going, we could have kept Barlow. We should have kept Barlow. But that's just the way it
No,
goes, man.
man.
Once a Spur, always a Spur.
Except for Kawhi. It doesn't apply to Kawhi.
Why not, man?
It doesn't apply to Kawhi. I don't know. You got to ask Spurs fans about
I
that.
I
They're like,
understand that, man. He brought us a chip. I understand that he and Uncle Dennis suck and that they're bad people. But at the end of the day, we got a chip from him. At the end of the day, we have to remember 2014 does not happen without him. He's one of the greatest Spurs of all time. Hate to say it, but it is what it is, Joe.
they always say, once a Spur, always a Spur, except for Kawhi. Don't apply to him. He's the most hated Spur of all time. And then they also say the same thing about he who shall not be named on this show anymore. If you say his name, you put $5 in the pot, Mike.
JS's name.
Yes.
Okay, so
You
the
say his
Athletic,
name, $5.
the Athletic had an article about the colorful man, the color, the color,
The snow cone.
the blue and orange haired man, saying that his dogs are still in San Antonio. Who's feeding those dogs, Joe? Who is feeding his dogs? Because right now he says that he's been living out of 2 suitcases, that he doesn't have a place to live out in New York yet, and that his dogs are still in San Antonio. He left without the dogs, Joe.
And what? You're going to tell him that's okay because why? They're just animals. That was your infamous name. They're just animals.
They
They'll
are
be
just
fine.
animals, Joe. They are.
They'll be
They are.
fine. Outside in the rain and a torrential downpour, out in the cold, they're fine. They're animals, bro.
They'll be fine. So at the Lawn and Garden Show, they had about 200 animals that were up for adoption over there, and people were actually adopting them. Imagine going to the Lawn and Garden Show at the Alamo Dome, thinking that you're going to hire a contractor, thinking that you're going to meet somebody who can do a pavement or who can do, a deck or who can do a swimming pool, and instead going out and buying dogs. That's what people were doing, man. People were buying dogs over there. They were going for $250 a pop. If you lived out of state, they'd ship it to you for $650.
Buying dogs, dude. Are you serious?
Dude, they had 200 dogs up for grabs over these puppies and all that stuff, and they're all from the Humane Society. They're all rescue dogs. But it
We're
was kind of
making
fun.
fun of you. We're making fun of you. We're like, Mike's going to go home to Conroe with the hot tub for him and Chica.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that because it's a funny story. We were so sore after the event and
Yeah.
everything that the last night that we were in San Antonio, we decided that we wanted to get a hot tub and go get a hot tub. So we decided that we were going to go to the Hill Country Hyatt, which is the
Okay.
one that's in Westover Hills, right?
Yeah. Did you check out the lagoon?
Yes. Well, it's the best hot tub in all of San Antonio, personal opinion that I know of, is
Yeah.
there, right? So we were fantasizing about it all day long. We showed up and I booked the wrong hotel. I didn't book the Hill Country Hyatt. I booked the Hill Country Hilton, which is
Oh,
next door. And Chica was so disappointed in me. We made our way over to the hot tub over there. Sucked. It was warm. It was a little hot, but it wasn't the Hill Country Hyatt one. That one's amazing. That's a great place, by the way.
because now the Hyatt Hill Country Resort has a lagoon that they just built that's supposed to open this week, right
Right.
for spring break.
Hmm.
And it looks great, man. They're doing a lot of nice stuff out there. So now it's like not only do they have like a water park, right, where they have the lazy river and they have the pools and all that kind of stuff. Now you got a lagoon and you can rent these cabanas, right? If you want to
Yeah.
go ahead and rent a higher end cabana and you go out there and you hang out for the day with your family. It's a nice place, Mike. And you get the one next door.
So
Oh
so
man.
Chica and I got back to Conroe yesterday, and we miss being home. And it's funny because like we're looking at places to live, and we're doing a home project over here, so that we're flipping a house and all that stuff. And probably by summertime, we'll find a place to live. We don't know where it's going to be. Part of us is saying, "Hey, we're going to stay out here in the Conroe, Montgomery area." Part of us is saying that we need to be back in San Antonio because that's where my business is at. I'm in San Antonio basically every other week because my office is there. I got to go see my clients and all that stuff. And we have decided that we don't want to live in San Antonio proper. We don't want to live anywhere inside 1604.
Yeah. Outside.
But I'm now asking her to look at houses in Bulverde. Just someplace where it's a little country, not so urbany. Because to be honest with you, man, I just don't like driving inside of 1604. It's just there's just too much traffic. It's not very healthy. There's not a lot of good food options there. And when we got back home, guess what the first thing we did when we got home, Joe, this morning? We stepped on the
What?
scale. We stepped on the scale. And
You
every time
gained
we
weight just for coming to San Antonio?
5 days in San Antonio, I gained a pound, she gained a pound. And we're like, every time we go to San Antonio, that happens. Every time, every time. It's just the food is so good.
It's probably the drink too. Food and drink, mixed together. Yeah.
That is true. But the food is so good that we have to avoid it. Because it's not good for you. It's just delicious. So it is what it is, man.
It's delicious, by the way.
Mexican Junior saying that he gained 2 pounds. That's true, man. He was out there with us over there at the Hard Rock Cafe. He also joined us when we went to that. What was that bar that we went to across the street? What was that one called again?
Howdy, sore loser.
Howdy, Sore Loser. There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
that's where I had the Wembeyaso cups.
Yeah, and then Chica broke hers. That was
No,
brutal.
she didn't break hers. You broke hers.
Oh no, she blamed me and she pointed the finger at me, but it was her whipping her purse around and knocking it off the table. Why is she swinging her purse around like that? It's not my fault. It's her fault.
This is what they had. This is the drink that they had over there. The Wembeyaso drink. It was
That
like
was
a
pretty good.
cocktail. It was pretty good, man. I let Chica try it before I even took a sip of it because the guy had just brought it out. And she's like, "What is that?" And I told her, "Oh, yeah, this is the drink that they had." And she's like, I told her, "You want to try it?" She's like, "Yes." And I haven't even taken a sip of it. So she took a sip and then she's like, looks at you. She's like, "Mike, I want one."
She did. And did she just get one? No, she got
No.
two.
Yeah. And they were good, dude. It was like $17. You get to keep the glass. So it was nice.
Oh, Joe, we're counting up receipts right now, Joe. Have you ever gone out drinking and go think to yourself, how much did I spend last night?
Jeez.
That's
Yeah,
what
man.
Chica's doing right now, man. I'm getting a bunch of text messages about that where she's like, "How much did we spend over the weekend?"
Too
Uh,
much.
well, because we're getting fraud alerts on our phone, man. They're coming out questioning, did we actually spend this much at this particular bar and at that bar? And we're having to hit these notifications saying that yeah, in fact we did spend that money.
You know how much my bar tab was at Howdy Sore Loser? And I know damn well it was more than that. But the bartender hooked me up with the Wemby glass, right?
Yeah,
The
I
cocktail.
saw that he was
Because I
doing that.
told
Yeah,
him, because I told him when I bought it, I'm like, dude, now I'm bringing you all this business because I'm the first one to get it, and everybody else is buying it now. I said you should give me mine for free, and he just laughs and he's like, I got you, and he gave me mine for free. My bill was only like $20, dude, at Howdy Sore Loser. I was like, I know I spent more than that, but thanks, dude. I tipped the guy well.
Mario asking the question. You talk about Mike breaking the glass at Cut Jones's place. That's exactly what we're talking about, man.
Yeah, glass all over the floor. He's still picking up glass.
Very nice.
And look at they're saying that they also have a cool Christmas pop up during the holidays. My tab, he said, Mexican Junior, my tab at Sir Loser was 50. No, man, mine was cheap, dude. And that's why you make friends, man. I make friends at the bar quick, dude. Made friends with the bartender. He hooked us up, man. Appreciate him.
So Mario's wife just sent a photo of her with Chica.
Nice.
Very nice.
Looking good, ladies. Looking good.
Very, very cool.
It was really nice to see everybody out there, man. Like I said, we don't really put names to the faces when we do these events, you know, because we see everybody here in the chat, right? So when we get there, it's good to put, oh, this is your handle, this is who you are, and be able to like take pictures, converse with people. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed myself out there, kind of making the rounds, saying hi to everybody. I got to meet the Toro Loco, and his wife was there too. So it
They were
was
very
nice to see
nice.
them. Very nice
They were
couple,
very
man.
nice. They were very, very, very nice.
And he wore the collared shirt, Mike. He was telling me he had worn the collared shirt, the black collared shirt
Yeah,
with the
I heard
spur
you
on
talking
it.
trash about me yesterday, saying that I was that I wore the old
Oh,
English shirt.
Miguelito,
It
man.
was
You
so
came
funny.
in and you had a nice dress shirt on, you know? And then you're like, let me take it off and show the Spurs t-shirt with the calligraphy writing on it, the old English. I'm like, no, Mike, what are you doing, dude? I was
I
like, after you went ahead and imposed a dress code, but you know what? I don't think I saw anybody there in a jersey, man.
Not one. A lot of
Not
Spurs
one
gear.
person.
Chica had her Spurs outfit on.
Yeah, but there wasn't nobody there with the jersey with no undershirt or anything like that. There was no cargo pants, you know, like shorts or anything like that. Everybody was wearing jeans. They were wearing like, you know, dress pants. Everybody was dressed. They were dressed nice, Mike.
Yeah, they were, man. The worst dressed person there was me.
The t-shirt. Oh God, man. But you know,
I did put on the long sleeve shirt at the end of the night though.
yeah. We're talking about the giveaways and how good the giveaway was because almost everyone that went to the event got something,
Right.
you know, and
Except
it
my
was
sister. Except my sister.
God. I felt so bad for her. She didn't get
She was like the only
anything.
person who didn't get anything, man.
I
So
was like,
she might not have been the only one, but it felt like it because everyone was getting something.
yeah, everybody got something. Everybody that went, almost everyone that went got something. We gave out so many things. We emptied the war chest, Mike, because we had stuff here forever, man, that we hadn't gotten rid of. We got rid of the Wemby Funko Pops, the tablets, the $100 gift card we had for I think it was Magianos or something like that, or Paisanos.
Yeah.
We got rid of everything. We had PF Chain gift cards, things that people had donated, liquor bottles that were given out there. The Ice 44, the George Gervin vodka, we gave out a bottle of that, courtesy of Greg Castanuela. I mean, we had the ball that was given to us, the basketball for
From LG.
that was given to Spurs employees only, that was donated by LG. We had the really nice Wemby painting that Greg donated, you know, to give away. And Mario Cavazos won that. And he was like asking Greg, where did you get this? He wants another one from another player. So it was cool, man. We had a lot of nice stuff to give out.
Now, Mexican Junior is out on our chat, powered by PHX La Cantera, saying, I got the prize of the night, the blood in, blood out signed photo.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was funny because someone else won that. Some
Yeah.
lady, some young woman won that prize, and he was there trying to buy it off of her. And he offered her $50, and she said no, 70, and they settled on 60, right? Or 65. And then he tells her, this is the jerk move that he did there. He tells her as he's getting the signed, it's Miklo and Popeye, right?
Yeah,
Their
from Blood
autographs,
In,
right?
Blood Out.
He says, "I would have paid 100 for this."
You
And
know
then
how
she
much
got
that?
upset. She got upset because she could have taken him for more.
Yeah, you know how much that goes for. My friend, he's the one that sells it. You know, he owns a something called Cobra Falcon Enterprises, right? And his name's
Yeah.
Benji. So Benjamin Carrenas Jr. He actually is the one that had donated those things to be given away, and he has his store, his eBay store, where he sells all this stuff. And you go check it out. Again, it's called Cobra Falcon Enterprises. And you look at all the stuff that he has signed, and that particular photo was going for like $190 on
Really?
eBay. Yeah, just that one, you know. And we had given out the Sean Elliott one and the Keldon Johnson, you know. So I think it's Greg that tried to play that move where he tried to go ahead and switch his prize for the Keldon. I say, wait, what are we doing? Everybody was calling him out. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. And we gave it away. It's like everybody had their eye on certain things. I know Sean wanted the Sean Elliott
You
one.
know what we need to do next time? A white elephant.
Oh God, those are awful, awful.
What? I mean, because people wanted to trade their stuff.
I took that back, Sean. Oh, he wanted that signed Sean Elliott. I know that Michelle, his wife, won one of the cuts that was donated by Cuts by Jones. That was nice.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
So
very cool.
like there was so many things that we gave out, man. I can't wait to do another event in April. And then the last event we're going to be doing there is going to be in June. And I think we're going to do the June event was going to be the NBA draft, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Well. Okay. So let's backtrack here. I got to find out when the June draft is. Let me see when the June draft is. Let me see here. NBA, because they have not announced the date yet for the June draft here. Oh, it's towards the end of the month. Thank God. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Because Chica and I have our honeymoon in June.
Yeah, and I have we call it the No Jimenez beach party that we're gonna have.
When's this? The hell's going on with this?
You missing the chat. No Jimenez Beach Bash. That's happening on June the 13th through the 15th.
Why?
Because I wanted to go ahead and rent a house out there in Corpus Christi because I wanted to go to White Cat Beach and I wanted to take some of the peeps with me. So I rented the house for June 13th through the 15th, 3 bedrooms.
That's brutal, dude. That's
No
brutal.
Jimenez Beach Party. Just like the other chat we had, the No Jimenez Super Bowl.
Yeah, and you tagged me in all that. I'm like, why am I being tagged? So I'm looking at my itinerary right now for when I'm going to. Chica and I are going on our honeymoon. We're going to be gone June 1st through 14. I had no idea where we were going. I just told Chica that we could go do something.
Aren't you going to Spain?
All right, so here's the itinerary. We're going to go to Rome, Salerno, Catania. Then we go at sea for a couple of days. Then we go to Florence, Pisa, that's Italy. So we're in Italy for the first week, and then we're in France, Nice, Monaco, and then we're going to Barcelona. But if I had been there a week later, Joe, I could have ran with the Bulls. I would have done it, Joe. I swear to you, I'm sneaky athletic enough to run the Bulls.
No, man, you're gonna get your ass trampled, bro. You ain't running a bull, Mike.
I'm not saying I'm running them. I'm just gonna let them go on by. Would I be the one that gets gored from the top and the bottom all the way up? Which, by the way, did you know that they call it bulls and bears in the stock market? Why it's called a bull and why it's called a bear?
Why?
A bull is when the stock market's going up. A bear is when it's going down. Because when a bull attacks, it goes low, and then it comes high. When a bear attacks, market going down, it's high, and then it comes down. That's why they call them the bulls and the bears.
Like the Bad News Bears, the stupid movie you hate the most?
Kelly Leak batted 3 times. I don't know how he did that. That fat Mexican kid who played right field only batted once. What was he doing? So people are
Oh my
asking. So
god.
people are asking us about college basketball because March Madness is in a couple of
It's
weeks, right?
coming, dude. We got to get our brackets ready to go, man. What are we going to give out? We got to get prizes donated so we could do
So,
this.
so this is where we're getting excited about college basketball, and we all pretend like we know what we're talking about. The only person who knows about college basketball, my friend Rick Dog and Alex, right? Because they watch a lot of it all. I mean, I know enough to be dangerous here, but we have some games going on tonight. 23rd ranked Tennessee takes on South Carolina. 16th ranked Alabama on Georgia. Texas Tech, man. Texas Tech athletics needs to take a bow, man. They have done a fantastic job both in football and in basketball. 10th ranked right now, taking on TCU tonight. TCU on the bubble with 19 wins. You have North Carolina, UNC taking on Clemson tonight. St. John's against Georgetown. Florida, who's the 5th ranked team in the nation, taking on Mississippi State. Illinois at 11th ranked, going on and taking on Oregon. Nebraska on the road against UCLA. The interesting thing about it, Joe, is that all these mid majors. And do you ever? I mean, have you ever done well on a bracket, Joe, where you just like ran the table?
Yeah, I've actually won a bracket because I called upsets. I don't know. I got a knack for calling upsets, dude.
Joe Stradamus, baby. That's what I'm talking about. But Miami of Ohio, Joe, is the team to talk about right now. They're the 19th ranked team in the nation. They're in the Mid-American Conference, right? Here's their record for the year. Tell me if this is a good record, Joe. The 19th ranked team in the nation. Again, a mid-major. They don't play a lot of good teams, but they're 29-0. They're undefeated 13-0 in their conference. Could they run the table? And I'm looking to see, have they played a nationally ranked team this year? No, they have not. How good are they if they're 29-0 in a mid-major? That's going to be fun to watch. And what ranking do they get? Like if they're the 19th ranked team and you have four brackets going, four brackets of 16, you would think they'd be ranked 5th, right? 4 or 5. They're not going to be, Joe. The committee is not going to like them. They're not going to be impressed with them being undefeated. They'll be a 7th ranked. They'll be a 7 seed. Watch.
Yeah, you see how good they're going to be.
Disrespected to get a 7 seed, which means they have to play a 2 or a 3 seed or a 1 seed potentially in the second round.
What about Arizona? How good is Arizona doing?
Oh, dude, well, let's take a look. I'd be lying if I said I knew exactly what Arizona is doing these days.
They had got off to a really hot start, man.
The Big East, dude. You know, with UConn and St. John's, that's always fun to watch, man. That's always fun to watch. Let me see. I'm looking for the Big Ten. It's where you mentioned these schools, and I'm like, well, are they Big Ten? What are they at? Michigan 17-1. I mean, that's a team to watch out for. 17-1, 27-2 on the season. I'm cheering for Houston, Joe, not because I'm over here, but because Kingston Flemings from San Antonio, Brennan High School, is their star player over there. Sean Catero asking the question, what is the media share number, Joe?
Media share number. I'll go ahead and put that on the screen right now. There you are. Media share number is 830-391-9164. If you want to go ahead and share any photos, videos, or links to anything on the social media, we'll go ahead and put that here on the show.
That's right. Very nice.
Maybe Sean's going to send us something. Maybe something from the
Mario saying he ain't going anywhere right now because we're at war. Well,
bro, tell me about it, man.
We're not war in Europe. Oil prices went up 13% yesterday.
They're going to go up even more now. I mean, it's a lot of stuff's happening, dude. Work was busy yesterday, man.
Hey, is tonight the election?
Yeah, it's election day. You could have gone early to go and vote if you hadn't done the early voting.
I'm going to be fascinated as to what happens for the Democratic Senate nominee between James Tallarico and Jasmine Crockett. Not to talk about politics, but you see 6 polls that got released over the weekend, 3 showing Tallarico winning, 3 showing Crockett winning. That's going to be fun to watch, Joe. That's going to be fun to watch.
Hey, remember I was talking to you right now, too. I was telling you about not the rankings, but how good is Arizona right now? Look at them, dude. This is the AP top 25. They're number 2, tied with Duke.
Joe, if I said Wildcats, you would say football. Wildcats, football. Do you want to find that movie, man? Tell me, okay, you say Wildcats. I think of 3 things. I think of the movie Wildcats.
Yeah.
With
Goldie Hawn.
with Goldie Hawn and Woody Harrelson
Yeah.
and Wesley Snipes, and then I think of Sean Elliott,
Okay.
and then I think of Sandra Bullock in the movie Speed.
Nice. I
Remember, because
think Sean just sent us.
she's wearing the Wildcat. Remember, he keeps calling her that Wildcat, that Wildcat, that Wildcat. And they're like, "You're wearing Arizona colors. You're wearing Arizona logo. He can see you. There are cameras on the bus." As much as I love Keanu Reeves, his acting in that movie was trash.
Jeez.
He
Look
got
at
better
this,
over the
Mike.
years, though.
University of Houston's ranked number 7 right now, and then you got Texas Tech rounding out the top 10. Nowhere in sight do I see UT. They're way down there, dude.
Mexican Junior coming out with lyrics for "It's the sport of kings, better than diamond rings, football."
Jeez. And look at this. They sent us a picture through the media share of Mike Mitchell Jr. holding up the belt.
Yeah, he'll beat me in basketball. I know he will. He's 10 inches taller than me. But 2 points, Joe. Can I get 2 points? What would be the most likely 2 points that I would score on Mike Mitchell Jr.? Would it be just a 3-pointer from like 4 feet behind the arc, or would it be me
He'd probably
driving
catch
in,
you with length. The way that you're gonna be able to score on him, Mike,
hook
is
shot?
you're gonna have to get physical with him. So you're gonna have to get him off the dribble. So what you could do is no, you could because you're small and you're hard to push, right? So you want to go ahead and give him your back. You want to push him into the paint, and then you got to get creative some way somehow, man. What are you gonna do? You can give him a little elbow bump, little chest
Yeah.
bump, little bump off, so you can get some space. Then you're gonna have to go ahead and get creative. At that point, it's all you, baby. You're gonna go ahead and do like a little fadeaway, or you're gonna go ahead and try to get to the rim, spin move. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. I think going to my left, fadeaway, I'd at least draw a rim when it comes to it. Black Bucket says
Yeah.
double crossover reverse dunk, baby.
I think Jen wanted to go ahead and us put the media share number. I'll put it up again.
There you
There
go.
you go.
830-391-9164. Lots
Oh,
going
and
on
here's
today,
another
man.
number. Here's the other number. Not number, but a picture that they had sent as well. And this is the one that we had with, I believe, Billy Madison there. So you could see me in the back, but Billy did show up, man. So I was happy to see him there for one. And then like we said, he hung around for a while too. So big shout out to Billy of the Billy Madison Show. Appreciate you coming out and supporting.
There's Sean and his wife Michelle.
Michelle, Greg.
What's the dance called again, Joe? That she does?
Oh, the jackhammer. God, dude. Michelle's funny, dude. We wait all night for her to do the jackhammer, but she has to get a couple drinks in her, and then finally the jackhammer will make an appearance. And then Jen eggs her on, and she's like, "Get it under control. Get it under control." Oh
funny.
man, look, Mike Mitchell Jr. was telling Mario about his basketball career was it me playing in Italy and Mexico. Yeah, he was telling him about him playing in Italy and Mexico.
Says
Look at
Rafa says Mike is going to have to play like Prince in the Charlie Murphy True Stories game. Blouses.
you're gonna have to
He
do
hangs
that,
on the
Mike.
rim.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we got all the stuff for the media share. But look at this, Mike. Today's game is going to be special, right? Between the Spurs and the Sixers. And the reason behind that is it's a throwback broadcast, right? So you're going to have the old school announcers there,
Graphics.
like Bob Costas,
Oh,
Doug
really?
Collins, Mike Fratello, Jim Gray, Hannah Storm,
Nice. Hannah
Isaiah
Storm.
Thomas, PJ Carlissimo. He'll be there too.
Do you know where Hannah Storm got her first start?
How?
In Corpus Christi, Texas.
Really? Hannah Storm started in Corpus?
And
Corpitos?
because there was a hurricane out there, they started referring to her as Hannah Storm.
Oh, God. So that's how she got her name.
Yeah. Somehow involving a hurricane and weather coverage and all that stuff. But yeah, she got her start over there in Corpus Christi.
Yeah, they're sending us some more pictures here from the event.
What do you think Hannah Storm's real last name is?
I don't know, dude.
I'm gonna look
I
that
don't
up
know
right
what
now.
her real last name is. But
Her
this
real
is
last
a
name.
picture.
Her name is Hicks. He's Hannah Hicks.
Ah, Hannah Hicks. Alex Ornier is putting the jackhammer. The Billy Madison show yesterday was inspired by the Area 210. Five favorite things. List number one was boobs. Oh God! But this is a picture that was taken of the area that we're in. Uh,
Yeah, that's Albert
this was probably
Estrada,
the end
Camp
of the
Salinas.
night. Yeah, this was the end of the night, man. But it
I
was
I
nice.
hadn't I hadn't seen Alberts in since high school, man. That was great.
Really?
Yeah, man. He was a senior when I was a freshman, and he was kind of like, I don't know. He was like the team captain of the tennis team when I was first there. That was cool.
That's nice. But the venue was nice, dude. If
It
y'all
was.
hadn't gone, maybe go next time
So
as they played.
apparently the jackhammer's in the house.
They said play it, the jackhammer. I have to find the video again. I don't know where I put it.
I think they may have resent it to you. Alex Reyna reaches out and says, Mike Jimenez remembers Lisa Burkhart and Gary DeLon. Damn straight I do.
Lisa Burkhart. I don't see they haven't sent me the video yet.
Yeah.
They sent me more pictures of the event. And that was me hanging out with my boy, Ed, Luna, and the ladies there. We had some pictures of them. But all in all, man, I mean, I was thrilled with the event. Like I said, Mike, my biggest concern or biggest fear is like, no one's going to show up, right? We do these things and no one shows up.
Yeah.
And that was not the case. A lot of people showed up.
Well, the weather was nice, man. That was for
It
sure.
was. It
Mario
was
a-
very nice.
Mario asking a question: is Ahmad Rashad coming doing inside stuff tonight as well? That'd be great.
Wasn't he married? Remember at one time Ahmad Rashad was married to
Felicia Rashad,
the lady from the Cosby show, the mom.
the Felicia Rashad, yeah.
Yeah, he was married to her at one time. They got a divorce, but he was married to her way back when. But remember that was it called?
Was
What
inside
was that?
stuff.
Inside Stuff. That's what it was.
Just Saturday morning, 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm. Inside Stuff. Yeah.
And people forget that Ahmad Rashad was like an NFL star football player.
Yeah.
Because we all thought a whole generation thought of him as just this announcer guy who was really funny and friends with Michael Jordan, right? But no, the guy was actually a very, very good athlete, man. That's so great, Joe.
I remember
so
he would
great.
interview all these players, and it was kind of like for the younger generation because they had like the graphic style was more like along the lines with the 90s, and as far as like the skybox cards and how they had all these neon graphics and stuff like that for the time,
Right.
and it was something that we all remember watching, yeah, as kids growing up. You remember
Yeah.
watching that Inside Stuff.
That's
I
funny.
wonder if they're gonna do a nod for that. They should, dude. That would be cool. Bring him back.
Are they going to play the John Tesh?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're gonna play that too. It's gonna be good, man. I'm looking forward to the throwback. I want to see how they have that intro. You know how they have that Bob Costas intro
Yeah.
where he's kind of narrating and they showing the video of everybody, players, the city, and everything, the build up like they used to back then. That's when they were actually setting the table, Mike.
Mhm.
Back then, before the game even started, right? They would set the table and set the scene because they would do a little segment about the home
The
team
city and where
and the away
at.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Oh,
a buildup.
yeah, it was like a 30 seconds on each team. Like
Yeah.
the Spurs won 11 in a row, but they got thumped by the New York Knicks. Is that the template for disaster for the Spurs?
Mira.
Tonight it's the Knicks or it's the Sixers and Spurs. Stuff like
They're
that.
sending an old school picture of Miguelito.
Yeah, that was the last game the Spurs played in '99 at the Alamo Dome before they won the title. We were all excited because we knew the Spurs were going to win it all.
There you go.
Very nice.
All
Joe,
right.
my work is on my ass right now, so I got to let everybody go.
All right.
Or
So we'll
do
go
we,
ahead and
do
end
we
the
have
show.
do we have the jackhammer or not?
No, we don't have the jackhammer.
Okay. You know what we need to do? We need to have that as a $5 super chat.
The jackhammer. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to get a better video, man, of Michelle doing the jackhammer, man.
All right, fellas. Everyone have a fantastic day. We'll be back tomorrow after the Spurs win. Again, Spurs will play tonight, 7:00 on the Peacock. If you don't have credentials to get in, no user ID and password, just reach out to Joe. He'll give them to you.
No, absolutely not. Don't be asking me for links because I'm gonna be like, no.
Yeah. All
Just
right,
go
brother.
pay for it. All right, man. We'll talk to y'all later. We're out. Peace.
See ya.